What if I told you that some of the world's most valuable and historically significant artworks vanished without a trace, and no one truly knows where they went? What if these masterpieces were created by one of the greatest painters of all time, Michelangelo Merisi da Caravaggio, only to disappear into thin air? Were they stolen, hidden, or perhaps destroyed to erase a part of history? This is the story of Caravaggio's lost paintings, and the centuries-old mystery that still baffles the art world today. Caravaggio, the rebellious genius of the Baroque era, was not just a painter, he was a revolutionary. His use of dramatic lighting, raw realism and psychological intensity transformed European art. But just as his life was filled with drama, violence and exile, so too was the fate of many of his masterpieces. Born in 1571 in Milan, Caravaggio moved to Rome in his 20s, and by the late 1590s he was the most sought-after artist in the city. His paintings shocked audiences. Saints looked like beggars, and religious scenes resembled dark street dramas, but this unique vision gained him fame and enemies. His life was chaotic. In 1606, Caravaggio killed a man in a duel and fled Rome, living the rest of his life on the run across Naples, Malta and Sicily. He died under mysterious circumstances in 1610 at the age of 38. And just like that, several of his paintings, works now believed to be among the most valuable ever created, disappeared. One of the most famous of these missing artworks is Nativity with St. Francis and St. Lawrence, painted in 1609. This masterpiece once hung in the oratory of San Lorenzo in Palermo, Sicily. It depicted the newborn Christ lying on the ground, with Mary, Francis of Assisi, and Lawrence watching over him in Caravaggio's unmistakable chiaroscuro style. But in October 1969, during a stormy night, the painting vanished. Thieves broke into the oratory and sliced the canvas from its frame. No alarms, no witnesses, no fingerprints, just an empty space on the wall and silence. For decades, the painting's fate has remained unknown. Investigations have pointed fingers at the Sicilian Mafia, who were known to traffic stolen art for profit or as leverage in negotiations. Some former mafiosi have claimed the painting was damaged and later destroyed. Others insist it was hidden away, sold on the black market to a secret collector, or even buried with a mafia boss. Interpol still lists the Nativity as one of the top 10 most wanted stolen artworks in the world. The FBI, Italian authorities and art detectives have all pursued leads, none conclusive. In 2015, a high-tech replica was installed in the oratory, but the original remains lost. But the Nativity isn't the only missing Caravaggio. Another vanished painting is Saint Matthew and the Angel, the original version commissioned for the Contarelli Chapel in Rome in 1602. The church officials rejected the first version, claiming the saint looked too crude, too human. Caravaggio repainted it, and the first version was handed over to the patron. That original was housed in the Kaiser Friedrich Museum in Berlin. During World War II, it was placed in storage for protection, but in May 1945, as Berlin fell to Soviet forces, the painting, and several others, vanished from the museum's bunker. Some believe it was looted by the Red Army and taken to Russia. Others think it was destroyed in the chaos of the final days of the war. To this day, no one has seen the painting again, and it is presumed lost forever. And yet, even more lost works remain in the shadows of history. You know, documents from Caravaggio's time mention several paintings that are either unaccounted for or only known through copies or descriptions. One such work is The Crucifixion of St. Andrew, which is referenced in 17th century inventories but is now considered lost or possibly misattributed. Some experts even argue it might have resurfaced under a different name, or perhaps it hangs unknowingly in a private collection somewhere. And this really leads us to a haunting question. Just how many lost Caravaggios are still out there? Hidden, stolen or misidentified? hanging silently on walls where no one knows their true origin. The art market, as we know, is notoriously secretive. Private collectors often purchase works discreetly, especially if the provenance is uncertain. There have actually been cases where stolen or forgotten masterpieces were found behind old furniture, in dusty attics, or even used as decorative pieces by people completely unaware of their value. And because Caravaggio's style was widely imitated, forgeries and misattributions have plagued the art world. It's entirely possible that a lost Caravaggio is already known to us, but, incorrectly labeled as the work of a lesser artist. Recovering these paintings is more than just reclaiming lost beauty. Each lost artwork is a historical witness, a piece of the puzzle that helps us understand Caravaggio's life, techniques, and evolution as an artist. Every brushstroke really carries his fury, his vision, and his soul. In recent years, technology has offered new hope. AI analysis, infrared scanning, and database cross-referencing have helped art historians rediscover and correctly attribute several paintings. In 2014, a painting believed to be lost, Judith and Holofernes, was discovered in an attic in Toulouse, France. After years of debate, many experts agreed it could be a genuine Caravaggio, but not all are convinced, and well, the mystery remains unresolved. So why do these mysteries persist? Partly because Caravaggio's life and legacy were anything but ordinary. His existence was marked by brilliance and bloodshed, reverence and rejection. His death left behind more questions than answers, and his missing paintings are part of that unfinished story. Even today, treasure hunters, mafia informants, museum curators, and scholars continue to chase shadows. Every tip, every lead, every grainy photo could be the beginning of a new revelation, or, just another dead end. One can only imagine the moment when, perhaps in a dusty attic, behind a forgotten canvas, a shaft of light reveals the unmistakable depth of Caravaggio's hand. The rediscovery of just one lost painting could shake the art world and honestly rewrite what we know about the master. Until then, the mystery remains open. A reminder that history isn't only written in books, it's also painted in oil, and sometimes it disappears. Thank you for watching Old Topic. If you're fascinated by history's unanswered questions and lost treasures, don't forget to subscribe and, join us next time as we uncover more forgotten stories of the past.